Hey guys, in this video we're going to be taking a peek at Fibonacci-type sequences. Before we get to the GCSE style questions though, let's just rabbit on a little bit about the Fibonacci sequence. So the Fibonacci sequence starts off 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and it carries on forever and ever and ever. Now each term in the Fibonacci sequence is worked out by adding the two previous terms. So this sequence first came about almost 100 years ago by Fibonacci. Basically, he was interested in the number of pairs of rabbits in a population. The sequence wasn't really taken too seriously though until centuries later. It was studied by another mathematician called Lucas, and he was actually the one to first of all call this the Fibonacci sequence. So it's actually a really cool sequence. If you're interested, research something called the golden ratio and Fibonacci spirals, and you will see that the Fibonacci sequence pops up so many places in everyday life and nature. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty of GCSE style questions. So here then, find the next three terms of the Fibonacci type sequence. So we know the first two terms are 8 and 11. So to work out the third term, we're going to want to do 8 plus 11, and that will give us 19. So our third term here is 19. Then to work out our fourth term, we're going to do 11 plus 19, and that's going to give us 30. So our fourth term is 30, and then finally to work out our fifth term, we're going to do 19, add 30, and that's going to give us 49. So the fifth term here of this Fibonacci type sequence is 49. Jobs are good. Now they do get a little bit trickier, so let's move on. Okay, so example 2, find the first term in this Fibonacci type sequence. So to be able to find the first term, we need to find every missing term between here, the fourth one, and the first term. So our first job here, we need to work out the third term. So how do we do that? Well, what do we like to call things in maths when we don't know their value? We like to call them x, and that's exactly what we're going to do here, first of all. You won't need to do this every time, I just want to show you why we do what we do. So now that we've called the third term x, we know that x add 27 will give us 45. So if we write down that equation, x add 27 is equal to 45. Then if we take away the 27, we will get x is equal to 18. So our third term there is actually 18. Now what we've done to work that out is do the fifth term minus the fourth term. And that's how you work backwards in a Fibonacci sequence. So the third term is 18. So now we know how to work out the second term. We're going to do the fourth term, take away the third term. So 27 take away 18. Will leave us with 9. So the second term in our sequence is 9. And then finally to work out the first term, we're going to do the third term, take away the second term, 18, take away 9, and that will also give us 9. So the first term of that bad boy is 9. Jobs are good. Okay, example 3, find the missing terms in this Fibonacci type sequence. So it's a little bit more complicated when you've got a gap between terms, but we're going to use exactly the same sort of tactic as in the last example. We can't work out the fourth or fifth terms before we know the second term. So we need to first of all then work out the second term. So again, let's call him x. Now we know that 5 plus x is equal to 17. And then again, if we take away the 5, we'll get x is equal to 17 take away 5, which will give us 12. So now we know the second term of the sequence, we can happily work out the fourth and fifth term. So let me just write that in there. Okay, so term 2 then is 12. So then to work out term 4, we're going to do 12 add 17, and that will give us 29. So the fourth term is 29. And then finally to work out the fifth term, we want to do 17 add 29, and that will give us 46. So the fifth term there is 46. Job's a good one. Okay, example 4, we pretty much want to do exactly the same as the last question, except now everything is algebraic for us. So again, let's start off then by calling term 2 x. He's the guy that's between two terms that we know, so he's the only chap that we can work out first of all. So now we know that a plus x is equal to b. So to work out what x is, we take away the a, and that will tell us x is equal to b minus a. So term 2 here is b minus a. Job's a good one. So now to work out the fourth term, we want to do the second term, b minus a, add the third term, so add b, and that will give us 2b minus a. So that's our fourth term. And then finally to work out the fifth term, we want to do b, add 2b minus a, which will give us 3b minus a. So our fifth term here is 3b minus a. Job's a good one. Okay, we're going to look at one more example. Now this one's probably the trickiest of the 5. So we want to find the value of x here that satisfies these terms in this Fibonacci-type sequence. So what we need to do first of all is find our missing terms in terms of x. So we know that the third term is going to be x plus 6. On a good day, that will leave us with 2x plus 6. So our third term is 2x plus 6. Now to find our fourth term, we do x plus 6 plus 2x plus 6. And that will simplify to 3x add 12. Okay, so we know the fourth term then is 3x plus 12. And now we can finally get our equation in terms of x here. We know that the third term add the fourth term is equal to 33. So 2x add 6 add 3x add 12 is equal to 33. Now if we sharpen up the left hand side, 2x add 3x is 5x, 6 add 12 is 18, so 5x plus 18 is equal to 33. Now if we take away the 18 there, we will get 5x equals 15. And then finally, if we divide by 5, we will get x is equal to 3. So we can actually check that now. Let's start our Fibonacci sequence off then. So we now know we're saying that x is equal to 3. So our first term would be 3. Our second term, x plus 6, is now going to be 3 plus 6, which will give us 9. 3 plus 9 is 12. 9 plus 12 will give us 21. And then 12 plus 21 will give us 33, as we wanted to. So I'm not sure why I stopped writing there, let me fill that in. So 9 add 12 will give us 21, and then 12 add 21 will give us the 33, which is our 5th term, as we needed it to be. There we go, guys. Fibonacci, easy as 1, 1, 2, 3. Was this video helpful? If so, be sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment telling me how you get on. For any further information, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and send requests or any feedback you have. Search for Maths with Mouth. Cheers, guys.